Volusia County is rich with wooded areas, but these woods can turn deadly during wildfire season. Florida is unique because it has a 12-month wildfire season, with the most active part coinciding with our dry season, which is December to June. A primary concern with wildfires is what's known as the wildland-urban interface, which is the area where human development meets forests and other undeveloped areas. According to the Florida Forest Service, 80% of wildfires occur within 1 mile of wildland-urban interfaces in Florida.
The wildland-urban interface is basically where residents, people like to build their homes in nature, Mother Nature, in the middle of the woods. They like the seclusion. The unfortunate part is a lot of people don't think wildfire in the back of their mind because it doesn't happen that much, but they need to pay attention to it. You get a 30, 40 year buildup in there of vegetation. You know, palmettos grow, leaves die, fronds die, and they fall down. And it's a cycle every year. So as they do that, they pile up. Oak trees lose their leaves every year. Pine needles shed every year. So all these things are just accumulating on the ground, building up, building up, and building up, which adds to a more intense fire or a probability of a fire starting.
According to Rollerson, there are some dense woods in Volusia County that haven't seen fire for 30 to 40 years. When you have homes near these areas, if the properties don't have defensible space, the likelihood of them being damaged or destroyed by a wildfire increases. Defensible space is a cleared area between your property and the woods.
You can see what we got here. Basically, vegetation is touching the fence, and you're able to see that you're probably about 8 foot from the fence to the structure. Not only that, you've got fuels here that will burn for a while, where the wildfire can move through here pretty quick, and a lot of these fuels will be consumed fairly quickly. Where you've got old pine tree here that was cut down that'll actually sit here and burn and burn and burn for long periods of time. So this is definitely a prime example of what you don't want around your structure or anything like that. You definitely want to, if I was living here or if you were living here, I would strongly advise that this is cleaned up and pulled back. The unfortunate part, this individual may not own this property. So if he doesn't own this property, the best thing he can do is get a hold of the property owner if he can, and try to get permission to move this stuff back.
As Rollerson pointed out, it's important to remove vegetation from being right up next to the structures on your property. When it comes to how much space you want between the woods and your property, Volusia County Fire Rescue asks for a minimum of 30 feet.
That defensible space, we would like a minimum of 30 feet of no vegetation, very low, like grass and stuff around there. Other things you can do is have non-combustible type material around your houses. So like wooden fences, storage containers containing gasoline or various products of that nature that are very flammable. We want to keep those away from the house if possible. Mulch products that people use for their flower beds and stuff, they do have items that are non-combustible. So we ask that if possible, try to use those type of materials instead of the actual wood mulch.
Additional wildfire prevention tips include cleaning out gutters and downspouts at least twice a year, mowing the lawn regularly and keeping it watered according to your local rules, making sure you have a non-flammable roof covering, and keeping the surface and area beneath decks, sheds, propane tanks, and boats free of debris, leaves, and flammable vegetation. Now, if you're still not sure what steps you can take to protect your property from wildfire, Volusia County Fire Rescue has a Ready, Set, Go program that can help you prepare. The program includes tips on how to prepare yourself and your property against wildfire fire threats, how to build situational awareness, such as having 2 ways out of your neighborhood in case one is blocked by a wildfire, and how to act early if a wildfire threatens your home or community.
It's an educational program that we would work with the homeowners with and teach them how to make their house more preventable for wildfire seasons. We would come in, we would educate them, we would provide tips for them, we would do a survey for them, so that way the program is a good program for them to use.
The Florida Forest Service also offers no-cost wildfire hazard assessments to property owners. When it comes to wildfires, it is important to understand the risk and steps you can take to protect yourself, your home, and property. For more information on wildfire prevention and safety, to include the Ready, Set, Go program, visit www.volusia.org/wildfire safety. You also can visit Florida Forest Service's website at www.freshfromflorida.com. For Volusia Here and Now, I'm Shelley Safranek.